Hey Leos, welcome to my October monthly reading. Oh Leos, okay, so I want to do a little something different this month. I'm going to pull a card for the general energy, then one for money and career, one for love for singles and couples, and then one for a general advice card. Okay Leos, let's see what's going on. Okay. Well, Leos, you got the Chariot card. So here's the thing. Leos that are on, now Cancer rules the Chariot card. So Leos, if you are kind of close to that Cancer cusp, the end of the Cancer season, this might impact you pretty heavily as well. Here's the thing though, things are starting to move pretty quickly for you, or things have been moving quickly, and you feel like you've been riding this wave, of energy. And especially, I bet that feels even true for you because now that we're in Mars retrograde, there has been this time frame from October 6th to the 9th that is a surge of power from Mars. And I believe, and I hope I got this correctly, but I believe Mars is at its peak closest to Earth, I think. So all that energy is just like there, right? And we want to harness it and move forward as much as we can. So if you've been feeling this, continue to use that Mars energy for your gain. Push things forward as much as you can. Now, what I will say also, for things that you've been working on with Mercury retrograde, you might get a little bit more clarity, or you might get some things that come in that make a little bit more sense. In other areas, I would say with this Mercury retrograde, just make sure you give yourself time if you have to travel or, back up, any of your files. If you're working on contracts, make sure you have extra copies and things like that. All right, so Leo, let's go into money and career. This came flying out. Okay. The Judgment card. Okay, Leos. So, for some of you, for money and career, with the Judgment, it could mean twofold. One, it can mean that something is coming full circle and it's actually hitting the end of its time frame. Meaning, for some of you, maybe you have you've chosen an early retirement program, and you are finally getting to that point where in the next few weeks you're going to be saying goodbye, see ya, transitioning all your stuff over, and things are going to come to bed. Now, for some of you that are not in that situation and you've been working on things, maybe you're launching a business, a website, a program, a series, a podcast, blog, whatever it is. Now with the Judgment card, people that you've maybe been reaching out to as vendors or partners or collaboration or influencers, maybe you're going to start to hear things with the Judgment card because something could resurrect. So if you didn't hear something in the past, and or maybe it was a no at first, they might be circling back and boomeranging back and saying, you know what, actually this is in alignment with us and we would like to see where it goes. What are the next steps? So again, for career especially, this looks like something could come back from the past. Money-wise, I would say, this is the time to just, they keep saying triple check your statements for some reason. If you have been losing a little bit of line of sight where the money has been going, or not keeping track of things or a good record, especially if it's business related, I would just go back and make sure that you have your spreadsheets and all your data accurate, because it's setting you up for whether it's future discussions for investors or, tax season coming up. You'll be a little bit more organized and not scattered. Okay. All right. Let's go into love. We'll do singles first. Okay. Singles. Queen of Cups mode. Okay, so you fiery Leos, you're starting to see that maybe, just maybe, your fiery personality, that pounce that Leos have, it might be a little much at first. So I think for a lot of you, you are kind of, you're channeling this water energy with the Queen of Cups in that maybe I need to be a little bit more, I want to say this in the nicest way, a little bit more down to earth, a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more go with the flow and easy going. Meaning that I think people get a little intimidated by your personality at times, like it's almost a little too much at first. And that's not to say that you need to dull your shine, not at all. But I think it's one of those things where if people can see that real down to earth side of you by you either opening up your kind of emotional space or just being really genuinely interested in someone else's life, lending a friendly ear, maybe wearing your heart on your sleeve a little bit, showing that side of you a little bit more upfront might actually get you the long-lasting attention that you really are seeking, or a partner that is really going to fulfill you. So Queen of Cups, again, now you certainly could be interested in a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. But this is somebody that I feel like you've met your match in many ways. They have this mystery about them, or, it's just something that you're intrigued by. With water signs, they typically, they don't have a problem being more in the shadows, behind the crowd. They don't necessarily want to be in the spotlight like a Leo does. So I think you just kind of have to match that energy a little bit. Okay, so for couples, what's going on? Okay, Hermit. Okay, so couples, for a lot of you, I think you're maybe as a unit, you're going kind of within, you're starting to kind of go through that nesting phase. For some of you, that absolutely can mean that maybe you're thinking of family-oriented stuff, or maybe starting a family, sure. But this could be that you're just looking at how far you've come, not only as individuals, but as a couple. And I think this is just enjoying each other's time together. A lot of times, Leos, you guys like to be out there. You like to be social butterflies. And I know it's probably been a little hard based on the pandemic and, going out and hanging out with friends and, doing all those things that you love to do. But this has also been a way for you to kind of reconnect to your partner, your husband, wife, whoever it is, that you guys are just kind of looking at, like, what makes us us? And I know that sounds odd, but it's almost, the Hermit is always going it's an introspective energy, and you're looking at kind of the light that is leading your way. And so it's almost rekindling a love for one another and appreciation for one another. So, but definitely you guys are taking kind of a little step back and just enjoying the quiet time. So what is the overall energy, or I'm sorry, what is the overall advice for you guys in October? Temperance. So Leos, this is all about balance, okay? This is about making things as even and grounded as possible. Leos, grounding is really important for you guys to kind of like keep your energy, where you have the ability to, pull from it and you're not drained easily. This is just, you're centering yourself, you're grounding yourself. Also, Leos, overall advice, if you have not been feeling good at all, if there's been some, pains or headaches or congestion or allergies, go get checked, because we are entering into kind of that flu season. If you really haven't been feeling good, please go to a doctor. But temperance is also kind of really that medical side, health and wellness. Maybe for some of you, you are going to really be kicking up the exercise and diet routine. And I don't like saying diet, but just eating better, just being a little bit more conscientious of what you're putting into your body. So overall advice, just kind of stay balanced. you know, not doing anything so much at an extreme, and just kind of looking at your overall health and well-being, where you can cut back, where you can focus on. Maybe it's doing yoga, something that kind of calms your spirit a little bit. All right, Leos, thank you so much. If you're interested in reading, please click on my website to find all the information. If you wouldn't mind, please follow me here, and then also on Instagram and TikTok, because I do readings there as well. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful month.